Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Field of Glory Empires. And actually, back in Field of Glory Empires, episode number 13. I checked that video, episode number 11. It was cut off a little bit at the edges. Not nearly as bad as I was expecting, so much better than I feared. I know it's annoying, but at least most of the action... I didn't watch the whole video, but most of the action took place in the middle of the screen. I think there was definitely a lot of banners cut off with, for example... unit counts, the number of men left in a unit, and that probably would have helped, with the understanding of my decisions. I did not always mention, I'm sure I moused over sometimes, the strength. But you can basically just hear 10%, 20%. Anyway, you've already listened to the video, you know what I'm talking about. Regardless, let's move on. So we have kind of an interesting situation in that we're at war with Patagonia. And we have like 10 times the economic might, I would say. Probably all the manpower. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of stuff that works in our favor. The only thing we don't have going for us is a viable situation to win a military battle. So this is a very confusing thing. It's almost like the Spartan defense they got going on here. It's not like we can... I mean, in real life, we would probably just say, hey, Macedonians, we're going to march through your lands. Here's 100 gold to look the other way while we move over to Patagonia. Or maybe even in that time, they probably didn't really care. I guess an army invaded or took over, that would be bad, but maybe if we were just moving along the periphery. What am I trying to say? We would try to find a place where, well, I guess they would choose the terrain. I don't know. They would have to choose terrain from here to there, which suited them. Anyway, so we can't really win the battle as it is. The two alternatives, the two options I see is just sit and wait. We could alternatively start building some troops, which we have the manpower, the metal, and the money for. And we could start a war of attrition. Them only having one territory means they can't really rebuild more military. Right now, I think that, actually, surprisingly, their people are not starving. They have a lot of food in this hex. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I called it a hex. They have 5 food. Almost all their buildings are food. And the few buildings which aren't food are also pretty good as far as salt house, clear water, that's more food. So they have a population of 13, which is enormous. And still plenty of food to go. So it doesn't look like they're... they have almost no equipment production. I guess 27, that's probably from the King's Palace. Yeah, this gives you 10. So we could easily win a war of attrition. We got dueling King's Palaces right next to each other. Anyway, as I said, our capital move over. I haven't yet released the last video, episode number 12. So I don't know yet how people are reacting to this capital movement thing. Maybe not at all. Maybe it's just normal. I was a little bit surprised by it. Oh, good. So we got an extra population. This is... oh, due to healthcare. Fantastic. So that solves this building slot issue. Things are looking good, looking good. Cannot build. We're at max slots here, but that's going to last 2 turns. That's okay. It'll contribute its infrastructure over to these other ones, like the aqueduct. This foreign, or, X capital, my X, is completely devoid of food, of food buildings. A little interesting there. And we have a building we can do here. Another aqueduct. Wow, this 3 food, 12 food health. Again, this is really, really nice. Lots of stone can be imported. This would bring stone in. I think it's actually really important to do that. Loyalty bonus, which we don't happen to need here. Oh my gosh, marble. Wait, we have somebody building marble. You? Yes. So happy about that marble. Okay, I don't know. Shit, we don't need that. We don't need that. Oh, palisade. Maybe it's time for the palisade. Look, out of all the things, aqueduct and palisade are, to me, the clear best options. We have a lot of health buildings, but that's a good thing. I guess a palisade is There's always going to be something getting in my way unless I just choose it. And this is -4 infrastructure. Let's just finally do the palisade. And let's have some more culture, I guess. Population growth is not an issue here, which kind of leaned me away from the aqueduct as well. Okay, so what else? Oh, they actually show the roads here. That's pretty cool. So does that mean that these are all regional roads? Yeah, so regional roads actually get lines connecting them. That's pretty cool. You can tell I haven't played far enough into the game to realize that. I just started a private campaign as Rome, trying to like see how far I can get as them. And if I was to do another playthrough, I think I would choose Carthage. They seem really interesting. Okay, so who do we want our capital? What do we want our capital city to do? I really think they need health over here. I don't know what to do with the high unrest of slaves. Oh, a master hunter. This is actually very, very rare. We absolutely need this. It's a national wonder. But we don't have wild beasts. From time to time, among the hunters of a master of his art will emerge, able to capture rare animals that can be sold on their for their furs. Weigh carefully the choice of not building this structure, as this is a rare proposal. So the problem is, we don't get food and culture from wild beasts. I guess there's almost no wild beasts in the world. But it does produce furs. And it reduction in manpower cost for archers and skirmishers. That's quite good as well. I don't know what the provincial building will be. I mean, the provincial unit will be over here, but probably not archers. Yeah, but anyways, it's slot 0. I think it's, isn't it? I thought it was an upgrade. Yeah. Upgrade from Hunter Lodge or Hunting Grounds. And we have Hunter Lodge. Let's just weigh the differences here. This has food of 3. Bonus of 5 food and -2 manpower, which it's good we don't have that. Otherwise, you can go up to... Whoops. So the problem is, what does it get me? It seems to actually not do anything. Am I reading this incorrectly? This provides 3 food. Does this master hunter actually decrease my food by 3? That first of all does not make sense. But it will give us furs no matter what, so that's probably worthwhile doing anyway. I think we have to do it. I mean, there's probably not going to be a better option than this. Yeah, there's not. Okay, so Master Hunter is not going to be... It's actually going to be a -3 food, but it'll provide furs. That's fine. We need furs, and actually there's a lot of food being produced in this region already, so that's okay. Why are you guys in unrest? Huh. Well, it's going to end one turn anyways, and looks like we have a healthcare bonus. That's good for 18 months. It's so nice. So good. Okay, let's just make sure we got nothing else that needs to be built. All set, all set. Yeah, so this final decision about building up an army or not, I mean, I'm really happy to be getting manpower. In fact, probably what I should do is just immediately take this by manpower. -1,000 gold plus 300 manpower. It's so important. But I'd rather actually save... So 12 turns. It's going to be around for a while. I'd rather save up a little bit more money first. In fact, I might actually start pooling some people. Okay, this was a mistake. Would have been a mistake if I hadn't caught it. Oh, now it's down to 2, so... I see. It was carefully weighed. Okay, let's get a little bit more money. I actually do want the money so that we... can more easily purchase this decision. Yeah, okay. Something like this. And let's go ahead and just do it then. We'll take the manpower. Alright, next turn. Anything else we should be doing, like with our raiders? Have they been sitting here? Yeah, they're back to full effectiveness. Honestly, one of the things we should be doing probably is, with this extra money, just building up these pirate ships. What, like 10? Let's get 10 for now. Or that's 11. Let's get 10 for now, leaving a little bit of pool, a little pool of equipment, so that their rating is a little bit more effective. And we'll end the turn. Nothing going on. Now, the actual siege of Patagonia should be a short affair. So, wow, Macedonia is doing very well. I haven't really kept an eye on the Seleucids either. Alright, we've been in the upper tier for like 5 or 6 turns. Still no progress token. If that's our way of deferring our good luck for battles or for later when we need the progress tokens or whatever, I'm all for it. Okay, wow, a new ruler. Actually, I'm happy with this as long as this guy isn't terrible. Fantastic. Very good. So leader force pool is +1 and reduction of 20% of experience for our units to level up. Also a 20% equipment bonus. Those are all good things. Slave markets. This is the important decision that you can only get if you have a slave market. So I haven't seen this one in a long time since I did one of my first playthroughs as Rome. Let me read it carefully here. So use your slave markets to sell or buy slaves, obviously, or to distribute them more equally with your nation, within your nation. I think I'm going to sell slaves. Using this option, we will sell 1/4 of our slave population to slavers, but no more than 10, and we will gain 100 money for each such population sold. Regions with a lot of slaves tend to be selected first, but they don't need to have a slave market for the sale to occur. That seems good to me. I want to get rid of some of these like bad slaves, basically. I think there is a definite downside to this in that we're losing population. Otherwise, each slave population will appear in a different slave market region. Each slave okay, using this option, we will buy up to 4 slave populations from merchants. You can't buy more slaves than the number of slave markets. I only have 1 slave market, so this is not really a good option. Or I can distribute and disperse slaves within my nation, which is usually what this event is used for, as far as I can tell. Using this option, we will disperse up to 10 slave populations from regions with at least 3 slaves to other regions having fewer slaves. Each slave market can redistribute 1 slave population, but the slave doesn't need to be in the region of the market. Okay, so this is... I guess you can have up to 10. Let's just sell slaves. I've never done this before. Well, I mean, I guess we'll wait for a moment and see what the impact would be. So it degraded to poor, and then he died, I guess. This guy's in good health. I like that because military is good. Captured a knight while discreetly visiting a brothel, and his body was found in the river. Holy cow, we finally got a good general. Just in time. And he's amazing. He's mostly meant for water, but look, I'm sorry, we need you for other things right now. So we'll give this guy 1 turn to become familiar with our troops, since obviously our experience drops. I mean, it used to be that way at least. Our experience drops the first turn that a new guy is commanding it. And then I'm actually confident enough to move him in. Now, I would love to get another commander, a 2-2 or even a 2-1, that I could put on land and put this guy in charge of my navy. Anyway, so it looks like we are going to pursue, especially with the military ruler, I don't see any reason not to push our expansion a little bit faster. Let's stick with the normal. Okay, for public works, fantastic. Clear water is another big one we're going to want here. Oh, we already have it. So wash house is a good one. And I think it can be upgraded, can't it? Simple building that needs a fresh source of water, provides health and comfort. Yeah, so this is good. 8 bonus. Clay pit bad. Market, not really something we can benefit from. No, yeah, I think that the wash house is the winner here. For now, at least. And how are we doing as far as trade goods? I'm curious about, are we importing papyrus? Yeah, 15. We're not importing, I should say. We're just paying for it. So you can always buy the good if it's not in your trade network, but it costs 3 times the quantity's price, which is supposed to make it a very difficult thing. So I'm actually pretty happy we neglected to choose the Preceptor's house several times when it appeared. It would have been, in hindsight, a bad decision. Okay, so what do we finish here? Palisades. Yes, I'm very happy about that. And now this is our last building, so we need a 0 slot option. Well, we're growing in 1 turn anyway. So speaking of Preceptor House, there it is again. Harbor is a good one. City Walls takes us from Palisade. I like this one because it's only 1 infrastructure. Now, mind you, one of the things I do want. Oh man, I might choose this because this is going to put lumber in this territory. So the way I'm starting to understand trade goods is that you want to build them in one place and then demand them in another, which forces internal, hopefully internal, trading. And then the good is available both in the original place it was produced and in the place you traded for it. So essentially it's a way of distributing the trade goods around your empire. So I might choose that. I really want to choose City Walls. Oh, wait. With only 1 slot, we'll look for Charcoal Pile later. There's only a very few options available to us, so it should come up again. So we'll choose the City Walls. I think that this is the biggest no-brainer. We do want higher infrastructure here, although I guess part of the reason why there's no infrastructure is because we're obviously prioritizing other things right now. So we have this loyalty bonus now. Fantastic for a few places. You can tell the places that don't have it, that they have the low loyalty. So we should get religious buildings everywhere eventually. Okay, 1 more turn, we expand there. Just keep an eye on everything. And here, okay, so not much of a turn needs to be done here. This is really nice to see. Let's send these guys out to raid again. Let's test them out over here. 10 probably can get something done. I know I could raid Patagonia, and they don't have... I don't know what prevents raiders, if it's a land-based army in the same region, or I think ships maybe help. But I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's see. So all this stuff happened. Yeah, we need a way to turn anyway. But if we're going to go ahead and attack, then we probably should start... Oh yeah, we have heavy infantry here. What would this come up as? Experience level 2. Wow. That's pretty good. Experience level 2. So again, those Lydians that we have, although they're very good on the tactical map, if we go into Field of Glory 2, they're slightly less good than our Pontic archers. Now we have a ton of Pontic archers though. Although they probably won't die that quickly, so we probably don't need more. It's like... Let's see the unit stats here. Okay, heavy infantry. It's 5-4-3-2 versus 5-4-3-2. So it's 3 versus 5, 3 versus 4, 2 versus 3, right? Yeah, and then 2 versus 2. 5-4-3-2. I mean, that actually, why didn't I just say it that way? It's pretty easy to remember. Range defense of 3 versus range defense of 5. Siege value 1. Resist 0. No siege value for the heavier ones. Food usage is probably 1 for the higher ones. They call themselves a combat power of 2. This is combat power of 6. Okay. So these have a metal requirement. All that metal we have built up would finally be used. But let's look. Clumsy. Attack penalty. This is not in the hills. So they would actually be very good going into the hills here. Because that's the only difference is they cost more money to maintain, which is a problem. But right now we're so prioritizing other things, we could easily prioritize money if we needed more of it. Now, yeah, I think we should get at least 2 of these guys just to counter the heavy infantry of other people. Although, you know, in a funny way, it would be a downside in the in the tactical battles. I can't move them into forest. So let's get 2 of them, and then we'll move them into the army and attack with them, I guess, in 2 more turns. Okay, we'll just continue to move forward, right? They're looking good overall. Start our rating, which will increase our money. We're -6 on money. That doesn't seem like a good thing. But okay, they're going to let us do it. I think we can use our ships to go over there. 29. I mean, 29 is a huge army. But we haven't been focusing on money, like, at all. Huh, interesting. We're still in there. We still have not gotten that last token. Or the second last progress token. A trade good is not spent when traded, and you can trade the same trade good to several neighbors in the same turn. This will net you some money, even if you trade within your nation. So yeah, that proves that you don't spend it out of your place, which is very good. Fill of infrastructure, produce more, or instantly gain infrastructure points. Probably want to work harder. This loyalty penalty is bad, but... Oh, no, actually, we have the money. Well, we don't have the money. Never mind. Significant cost to pay, depending on... So we'll do the money. We did raid. Brickwork was destroyed. And we did plunder some towns. It did give us some money. The health of... Oh, man, it's degraded to fair. Well, we better do this quickly, I guess. So a 1-1 has retired from duty. And that was the person who was commanding our sea. So this 1-1 will step in. Rich citizens of Patagonia donated 50 money to the state. Okay, well, that's nice. So the rating didn't do very much then. Ah, this increased in population again. Enough. You have enough population. Please, stop growing. Look at his loyalty. We need some loyalty. So we'll probably have to go into culture here very, very, very strongly to prevent a revolution of some kind. In fact, I'll probably do... Okay, so let's actually take everyone but 1 slave out. And that brings us back up to 60. So at least no revolt risk. Definitely need some. And he has the building slots to do it too, thank goodness. We're fine here probably because we have the, buildings that increase loyalty. All right, Marble Vein completed. That is fantastic news. Really, really, really good news. So where's this being traded? Export to Macedonia right now. You don't even trade to your own people? Greedy, greedy, greedy. So they don't need the loyalty bonus here, but I do like having... We have a religious building already? No. Yeah, this guy did not get the benefit, so we should build this. It'll go away. It's 0 slot, but it'll go away, and especially because we're about to run out of slots. It'll go away when we get to, 16 population, but we're actually still a ways away from that. The next one I would probably choose is Smokehouse, but it's, I think, clear enough that I can do that. Okay, we finally got a population here, which means we can build. We're definitely going to look for slot 0 buildings exactly like that. That's the best one. Hands down what we'll choose, but let's see what else we have. Oh my gosh, a stoa. I've never even heard of this. Stoa, a covered walkway, is a replacement of the fair for Greek nations. It will net more and more profits as trade goods are available. Men will also come from far to attend it, thus potentially allowing more recruits as some will stay. It also provides a small nationwide commerce bonus. Wow, is this a unique building? Is it a faction building? It says it provides a small faction-wide commerce bonus, so that's crazy. I mean, this thing is... I think it's almost worth doing. Even though we wouldn't have... we can't. I mean, we'll look for it. Boy, that is a really amazing one, though. And look, we have everything. I almost think we should do it. And back we are. Okay, so I was debating about this. Luckily I had this break, which gave me an opportunity to think about this for a very long time. This is so good. It's so good. And we're going to level up by the time it finishes. So I think I have to go with it. I was like, in every way, because trade range bonus is huge. But I think that this will come up again. It's only competing with... Okay, it's competing with several things. But Marble Vein, if it's competing with Marble Vein, I'll take Marble Vein too. Let's do this. It's so good. I can't get around it. The only... yeah, and then we'll look for... We'll probably even use our shuffle in order to get to this because it's that important. Okay, because it's so much money. And I know the money's not a big deal, and manpower, we're doing okay on that right now, but it just seems like it's hard to actually pass that up. And the health buildings are really paying dividends in terms of sudden increase of birth rate stuff. So, we'll see what happens with the selling of slaves. To me, that's really interesting. Money is at least... Did I already do this? I thought that was... I thought I already selected an option. Maybe I wasn't supposed to, or I wasn't able to. Yeah, it won't let me bring it up. Okay. So we need money. Alright, well, money is one thing I can produce for myself pretty easily. Let's get a few of these guys over here. That's just one place. Oh my gosh, this place I'm still trying to really... Maybe a little too much. Really trying to buffer its... I'll take one more of the guys. For money, that's plenty of money. Up to 100 now. 110. This infrastructure is kind of wasted, so let's put... Yeah, let's 20 more. Don't really need the money here. Don't really need anything else, though. Really do need these guys to have... to give us that loyalty bonus. How are we doing here? I think the population might be better spent over, well, maybe 2, let's say, over here. Yeah, so let's get up to 500 so we can sell our slaves, and then just keep this... I don't want slaves because... Yeah, this unrest issue, especially the bad ones. I just don't want the ones that are not part of my ethnicity. I'm not really sure how this cycle is supposed to go in this game, so this is really experimentation for me. I mean, I like kind of pitched this series in the beginning as I know a little bit, but there's a lot of areas where I don't know. I haven't really figured out this game. So we'll just trudge forward together. Unless you have more insight than I do, in which case please leave it in the comments. Let me know. Okay, so I think this is good. Get this guy to merge. It'll be their next turn, which is fantastic. So that means in 2 turns we'll go on the warpath. Kind of feel like these guys must be nearly ready to just expire. They are blockaded. Won't provide... Okay. The harbor is not going to provide any production or siege resist bonus. That's good. So where else do we want to raid? Let's start raiding the Bosphorus. I'm not sure if we're ready for it or not. By the way, did that affect our effectiveness? No. So a successful raid apparently doesn't affect your effectiveness. Okay. Next turn it is. Oh, well, we waited a little bit too long. I don't know where they're going. Does Patagonia have somebody I'm not aware of? Oh well, hopefully this will be... Oh my gosh. Hopefully this will be an opportunity for us to thin out our fleet a little bit, but I think these guys are just fodder for the big ships. I know the big ships are going to have no problem. Yeah, so it's conceivable for us to roll poorly enough that we'll lose some of the lighter ships. It's a 4 bonus. It's going to be hard to lose, but it's possible. yeah, so that is possible, but did not pay dividends for them. And it is the light ships that I'm less interested in keeping, so these guys are the ones who, yeah, they evade actually just as well. This is the side battle, which, yeah, okay, so we lost one. It's a pretty good victory. Oh my gosh. That's one way of doing it. Okay, so it's Macedonia and us, and now we gotta look to the east. We could have done something about that, but we didn't. The only unfortunate part is that we built those 2 infantry, finally got our progress token. We built those 2 infantry just the turn before. Alright, so let's go to war with Bosphorus. I think that it's now time. Never mind. We don't know how to reform our nation, Amisos. The elites are corrupt and citizens are lazy. What should we do? How about not ask me to become a client nation? You agree to become a client state, a form of vassalage. You will follow your master's lead in war and won't be able to declare war on your own. You'll also share supply, share a line of sight, and fight together. Well, surely we're going to reject this. I think it's a little bit naive to just go to war with them immediately. We're probably in a decent position to do that. Just need to make sure what kind of wars they're in. So we might revisit that diplomacy screen. Building prospects. Regions will reshuffle some of their building proposals with an emphasis on harbors, walls, or workshops as we choose. Decision cannot be activated until we have money equal to 5. Excuse me. Money equal to 500 and an academy. Okay, so apparently academy is a priority then for some of these decisions. We're gonna have that money very quickly. We're in good shape. I'm not that upset about this, by the way. Bosphorus saw an invasion by Pontus. The local militia was beaten and some pillaging occurred. Hooray! So effectiveness is still good. Yeah, so let's continue our raiding ways over here. And let's take a look at what we are going to face. Yeah, I think we can go to war with these guys. So they're cooperating with Colchis. This is actually perfect because they're at war with Scythia already. They're cooperating with Colchis, which we don't care about at all. And they're actually at war with the Alani and the Armenians, who we are friends with. So this is, I mean, it's funny how people are dividing into sides. So the Bosphorus they've made their bed with the Colchis, and we already allied with, well, not allied, but cooperated with the Alani and the Armenians. And I actually, we should look at our own diplomacy here for a moment. Yeah, relations should be improving with these over time. Macedonia is a little bit positive now, but we've been with the Armenians for quite a long time, and their relationships are up to 12. 14 with the Judeans. These are all good things. Let's look at the Judeans real fast. They're cooperating with Arabia and Pontus, okay. Go back to Pontus, and let's check the Alani. They're cooperating with a lot of people, including the Sarmatians. And the Scythians. Huh. Interesting. And last... well, not last. Let's check Macedonians as well. I was going to say last but not least, the Armenians. So they're at war with the Iberii and the Colchis. That's fine. I mean, good luck to them. If they expand, I think we could have a real friendship with them. Although, honestly, that is one of the directions we'd like to expand. Mostly I think I'd like to go towards the Seleucids, which might actually come to fruition now, depending on how they react to our declining their client state request. Okay, now last but definitely not least, Macedonia. Okay, they are at war with the Byzantians. I don't know where the Byzantians are. Oh, wow, just right here. I was like, that's supposed to be here, but they've actually taken that. Yeah, they're not in good shape. Cooperating with us, they're at war with, oh, they're at peace now with the Ptolemaic Egypt Empire. The Ptolemaic Empire, I would say. They're at peace with the Nabateans, but also obviously a recent peace. Well, that's because that's the same as the Ptolemies. And they're at war with the Aetolians. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, and you know what? We haven't done this lately. Let's just do a very quick look of how things are going. Rome, for some reason, does not still own this middle area. Yeah, I know it's mountainous, but probably something should be done about that. Goths are expanding. The Marcomannians are expanding. Belgae are okay. I would say not as big as I would have expected. Carthage looks like it has suffered some huge defeat, possibly a split. Iberians are still doing reasonably well. They don't really look bad. They lost momentum, I would say. They don't seem like they're expanding as quickly. Yeah, but Carthage is just... I think playing as Carthage would be fun. It'd be a real challenge to keep that going. But if we can be successful as Pontus, I think we can. We have what it takes to at least give Carthage a try. A 1-0 is now serving us. That's no good. And we got a progress token. Okay, so decisions. We can only make 2 of them. We do have this develop infrastructure. How much is that going to cost? 300. But I think we can't do that until we do the slave markets. That's 10 turns. This will expire in 11 turns. I mean, the sooner we do it, the better, though, because it'll help us to build more buildings, which will help us to get more money, which will help us get back up to 500 quicker. I don't think there's anything we're going to do here. It can give us 1 population in our home city. Wait, no, this is the citizenship, not the food reforms. Each non-main ethnicity citizen in your nation can become one of your main ethnicity with a 25% chance each. Each region with at least 1 such conversion gets minus 10 loyalty and 20... Wow, holy crap. In all your capital regions, in your capital region and all regions of the capital province, a non-main ethnicity can become your ethnicity. So this is only going to apply to Patagonia. Which has no non-Hellenic citizens. So that's just useless. Reform citizenship rights. A series of laws touching on the rights and duties of citizens is issued. The government intends to gain efficiency and stability from this decision. Government age is reduced by 1/3, reduces decadence. The changes can disturb and upset part of the civil society and troubles might ensue. There's a 50% chance to lose a progress token. I don't care about that. Reducing the decadence doesn't really matter either, though. I mean, maybe it does. Okay, if I understand this correctly, does it drop down the decadence we have built up everywhere by 1/3? It will eventually recover, I guess, to its original state. Always, it's 10 times the decadence per turn. So this one should recover to 9. It's actually below that, so it's rising to 9. This one is stabilizing it. This one actually needs to drop a bit. So does that decision just drop everyone by that? I'm guessing. Reform of state and government. Let me see what this one does. Changes touch on many layers, and many citizens see their daily life altered depending on the administrator's acumen and the ruler. Progress tokens or decadence can be gained or removed. In addition to that, each region will gain either a negative or positive modifier. I don't really trust our ruler for this. So reform citizens' rights seems the best in that it will reduce by 1/3 the decadence. Is that for a turn though? I don't fully understand. I'm gonna try it because none of these other ones are really. I mean, this is really nice. We can just gain huge amounts of loyalty penalties and manpower penalties for converting citizens. The thing is, it's mostly about slaves for me right now. Like, we have the only non-Hellenic entities, I think, in our entire nation are slaves. Yeah, I don't think that there's a single non-Hellenic citizen. Which is crazy. But we are very homogenous. Okay, so that, yeah, I guess that decision does make sense. So yeah, let's just go for this other one then. Reform citizens' rights. Let's see what happens. Who knows? We'll just take a look at a few of the decadence things here. By the way, we're going to have to revisit this next turn. We're going to roll over. I think I have this up. 25. Yeah. So we'll go over 40 minutes for this episode, I guess. As in we already are. Okay, anyway, so let's get down to it. So we did this reform. What's the other one? Develop infrastructure. This costs money. Let's save. Oh, yeah, actually, this is the thing. I was saying this is probably better to do and then do the slave thing as soon as we can. Okay, let's do that. It's going to be minus 300 to gain 3 infrastructure points per population, which is fantastic. Basically, every territory will gain enough infrastructure to complete whatever building they're working on. So it'd be really crappy if this wash house... it'd be great if we could get this wash house to finish in one turn. Perfect. Because then it'll build whatever building comes after that immediately. Population has... What did you build? Preserve food store. That's great. And you, by the way, we've got to remember that you have to build loyalty stuff. So your loyalty is not terrible, but I also think that you should consider doing stuff which increases loyalty. Although, slot usage of 0 is amazing. Yep, probably this is the one. We're not going to grow for another 8 turns. Basically it's a no-brainer. It's impossible not to choose it. Needs iron imported from Patagonia, cost 3. That's fine because we own Patagonia. So let's do tools manufacturer. Gives us metal, infrastructure, money. Sounds good to me. Those are all things I like to have. Over here we finished the Thimala. So what do we want to work on? Palisade, probably. Unless I see something which is really good. Pottery's good, by the way. I do like pottery. However, I don't think I can... Oh my gosh, the tavern gives us every single benefit. No, we have to do this Palisade because I really want to advance. I want to upgrade our defensive system. And especially with the population of 12, we just don't want this territory instantly taken. And then again, we'll have a free infrastructure thing next turn. Oh, wow, we got... So because we're missing all these things, we don't even get money or whatever from them. So tools manufacturer does not make sense here. I don't think wood cutting, okay, we already can produce it. I think we just go with this aqueduct here. Yeah, we're at city walls, which is nice. So let's just enable growth. Well, actually, we do need food. I don't like Shepherd House. We already have enough wool. Apparently 1, 2, 3, possibly more than 3 regions. So yeah, let's go with aqueduct. Again, this is going to finish very quickly. Probably not immediately next turn, but very quickly based on the decision for all the population to be converted to infrastructure points. Or for infrastructure points equal to some multiplication times 3. In this case, the population. All right, so the decadence thing, we're at 5.84 here. We're at 7.8. So 7.8, 5.8. I know this episode is going to run a little bit longer, but assuming that we have done everything I want to do, and I think we have, let's combine these two armies maybe. Let's go ahead and end the turn. In unrest. Why are you in unrest? I don't know. But let's get to the next turn so that we can see 7.8, 5.8, and 5.8. 7.8, 5.8, 5.8. Let's just see what happens. So let's end the turn. And this will give us the infrastructure boost. It'll be kind of fun to look at what that does, what it means for us next turn. These guys, the Macedonians are out of here. So they do trust us, obviously. I don't know what's going... Oh, they're at peace with the Ptolemies. We could actually go to war with the Ptolemies. I don't know why we would. The reason why I think it'd be possible is because they can't really challenge us. It's such a narrow front. They have one territory they can land on. Just park our army there and let our fleet go to work. But their fleet is also, presumably at least, still pretty strong. Okay, let's see what happened. It was raided, and the interlopes were soundly defeated. Ah, effectiveness 2 out of 3 out. Let's bring them home. Let them rest. And we reform citizens' rights. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. 7.8, 5.8. It did not work. And we're bringing extra construction. Oh yeah, that's right. So that means that we should have a lot of infrastructure. I don't see any. Well, we'll have to... Oh, we're going to get an anchorage here. That's pretty... Oh, this is actually pretty good as well. Both slot zeros. We'll decide next turn. Next video. Yeah, I don't know how much that thing helped us. 3 infrastructure. Yeah, this one appears to be built up. 96. Well, anyway. So until the next video, thanks for watching and take care.